Bisi stared at her phone with a deep frown. Tunde just ended their conversation without calling her by his pet name for her, Divine. At the beginning of their relationship, he said she was divinely packaged for him because she was everything he wanted in a partner. It had made Bisi laugh then, but over time she had gotten used to the name. As she sat alone in her office, she thought back on events of the past weeks. Tunde had missed the little party to celebrate her promotion as junior session head at the private school where she taught biology. His reason was that he was laden with so much work at the bank. She had overlooked it. Then, when her mother had her Thanksgiving service for recovery from an eye surgery, he had been absent too. Now, he just cancelled their date for the weekend. The reason was that he had an urgent call from the office for Saturday. For crying out loud, he was on leave and he was in customer care. He could have found a way to squeeze them into his schedule even if it was 20 minutes. There was a knock on her door and a head poked into the office. "Hey boss, are you up for lunch?" the woman asked with a smile. The petite mother of three had started calling her boss since her promotion. "Sure," Bisi replied as she got her wallet from her table drawer. At the cafeteria, Bisi paid for both meals. "My treat," Bisi said in response to Tina's confused frown. When they had settled down to have their lunch, Tina said, "Start talking. You are giving me a treat today and it's not even my birthday. Let it out, my ears are open." Bisi chuckled with a shake of head. "I am afraid Tunde is growing cold feet." Tina's eyes widened. "Already? But you people are barely 4 months old." Bisi raised 3 fingers. 3 months, a week and 2 days. Tina chuckled as she spooned rice into her mouth. "What happened? He does not love you anymore?" "It's my instincts," Bisi replied. Then she went ahead to narrate Tunde's absenteeism and his manner of relating with her. "Are you not jumping into conclusion?" Tina asked. "No, the Tunde I know is a focused person. If he's doing anything, it is for a reason. He was excited about this relationship even much more than I was. He had his grand picture of our future together. He even said..." Bisi broke off as a lump clogged her throat. She opened the bottled water on the table and took a sip. Tina stared at her and sighed. "If you feel so strong about it, then talk to him," she said. Bisi dropped her spoon and looked at her friend with eyes of conflicting emotions. "I am afraid," she whispered. Tina's hand found hers beneath the table. "It will be fine," she said softly. "He stays or he leaves. Either way, you will know where you stand. We don't have time for canopy ministry. People should not think you have someone when he's not really there. God forbid that for you, my dear." Bisi smiled, despite the ache in her heart. "I don't know. Maybe I should just go with the flow. Does my boyfriend have to involve in all the events of my life? He has his own things to handle and he..." Stop it," Tina snapped beneath her breath. "Face it." Bisi nodded as she stabbed a piece of meat and shoved it into her mouth. Despite Bisi's promise to her friend, she did not have the courage to miss Tunde until after 2 months later. It was the day after her 31st birthday. Tunde had not called her on her birthday. When she had called him later in the day, he said he was so engaged in the office that he had forgotten. That Saturday afternoon, she went to his 2-room apartment in GRA. When he opened the door to her knock, he had on a singlet and a white boxer short. He had been sleeping. Bisi felt warm inside as she eyed the ducts of dark hair on his bare arms and legs. "Hey, Bisi, didn't know you were coming. Come in," he croaked out as he rubbed his eyes. "Sorry, I just needed to see you about something," Bisi replied as she followed him into the living room. He turned on the ceiling fan and sat on the rugged floor leaning on the sofa. Bisi sat on the adjacent sofa. "So what's up? Is everything okay?" he asked, stretching his limbs and yawning. Do you want to break up with me? Bisi asked abruptly. He looked up at her sharply, with a cocked brow. He stared at her for some seconds, opened his mouth and shut it. He looked away, crossing his arms over his chest. The silence spoke more volumes to Bisi than any words would have. Her heart constricted. Why? Bisi asked, despite the pain in her heart. He sighed. I don't think we are compatible. Compa what? Of all excuses, this was the least Bisi expected. What have you been doing all this while? Bisi asked. From the day we agreed to start dating, we had a connection. We have the same value. We believed in the same things. Heck, we even have the same opinion about movies. We are fun. I don't know which other compatibility you are talking about. Bisi, I don't want to hurt you, but I cannot take you to my parents, Tunde said. Bisi looked up to the ceiling as she bit her inner lips to hold back the sudden tears that welled up in her eyes. She dared not cry. Are you ashamed of me, Tunde? No, he said, not looking at her. I do really like you. It's just What is it? Bisi asked impatiently. I cannot settle with an older woman. The room was very silent, except for the whir of the ceiling fan. Bisi rolled her eyes. You just realized that? I did not know, Tunde replied as he got up and sat on the sofa. It was then he looked at her. I saw your age on the CV you gave me to help you submit, and I thought that was your real age. Your brother told me your age when I told him about my plans for your 28th birthday. Bisi laughed, shaking her head. Wow, I see. That's why when I wanted to tell you my age, you said you already knew, that you were okay with it. My family cannot, your family or you. He raised his hands in defeat. Okay, I cannot handle the 3 years gap between us. Gosh, you are the same age with my elder sister, who's got 3 kids. She's like a mother to me. Wow, Tunde, wow, Bisi murmured, shaking her head. I am sorry for ghosting on you all this while. I did not know how to tell you. I did not want to hurt you either. If only, it's alright, Tunde. Bisi got up to her feet. Goodbye. Tunde got up and moved to hug her, but she stepped back. Tunde, a hug? Seriously? She asked with an incredulous look. Can't we be friends? We were friends for 2 years, Bisi. I don't... Hey, stop it, Tunde. Bisi held her hand up. Either you are mine or we are nothing. She walked out of the room without looking back. She praised herself for not breaking down as she got into her car and drove away. She drove until she got to a fast food restaurant which they had frequented in the past. She pulled into the parking lot and went into the restroom. Only then she let the tears fall. Silent sobs racked her slim frame. The mist in her heart was gone, but it hurt like hair. Tunde had been a brother, a friend, and a lover. She thought the search was over. She would have to start over from the scratch. Would she ever find someone like him? She mourned the death of the blissful love life she had envisioned. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, also leave a comment.